Hi, I'm Jean Boone from the Central Branch of the Howard County Library System. Thanks for joining me today for Preschool Parade. This is a class designed for ages 2 to 5, and I'm going to share some stories and songs and rhymes today with you that help build school readiness skills. As you can see, this class is pre-recorded, so sadly I can't see your smiling faces out there, but the good thing is that anytime you need to take a break, you can just pause the recording and you can go back and play your favorite parts over and over again and make sure you learn all the words to those songs and rhymes. So let's start today with a hello and welcome song. I have the words next to me right here. It's very simple, and I'm going to teach you the American Sign Language that goes with these words. Here's how the signs go. Hello, like this, a salute from the forehead. Friends, make your fingers hug each other. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time, tap your wrist, where you might have a watch, to say, tap your chin and pull out, hello. Want to try it? Let's sing it twice. Here we go. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello, hello, and thank you for joining me in this way today. So I'm looking outside as I make this video and I see gray skies and the temperatures are chilly and the leaves are falling off the trees. What season are we in now? Did you say fall? Right, it's fall or autumn. And this is the time when the plants and animals are all settling down, resting, dropping their leaves and flowers and settling down to be warm and protected through the cold winter days that are coming. So I thought that maybe I would tell stories today about seeds growing. Seeds? Do you think that's a silly thing to talk about in the fall? Don't we plant seeds and grow things in the springtime? Well, something important is happening right now to make sure that there are things to grow in the spring. What's happening is those seeds are falling from trees and plants and bushes all over, and they're finding places to settle in the ground for the winter. And you can look for them when you're outside. So my early learning tip for the grown-ups out there is on your fall and winter walks, keep an eye out for seeds and seed pods and nuts that you can collect and bring them home, take a look at them, sort them maybe by color or size or shape, and encourage your child's natural curiosity by opening them up and taking a look at what's inside. Take them apart like you are a squirrel. And you might even want to plant some in the ground if you find some early enough, and wait and see if something grows in the spring. That can be a really great lesson in patience, which is something we can all benefit from. So I wanted to start today with a milkweed seed. Maybe you've seen milkweed pods growing. There are a lot of milkweed plants in the parks around Howard County. And in fact, there are also milkweed plants in the Enchanted Garden at the Miller Branch, if you ever go to that library. Milkweed plants are really important for monarch butterflies. So this is what they look like when they've dried out on their branches. Kind of gray and dull looking, right? But when you break it open, look what's inside. All the seeds are tucked up inside there. They're these brown, round little things, but each one is attached to feathery stuff that makes it blow and fly in the wind. Let's see what happens if the wind blows. Look how they float and fly. And they travel all over, and that spreads milkweed seeds to many places, so more and more plants will grow. So maybe you can find a milkweed pod and open it up and take a look. I think I'm going to have a lot of milkweed plants growing in my room here. I'm going to teach you a finger play about milkweed seeds. Here are the words. Let's make our hands into a pod by cupping them like this. See, it's a very similar shape to here's what the pod looks like. Pointy at the top and rounded in the middle, like this. Okay, here's how it goes. In a milkweed cradle, snug and warm, baby seeds are hiding, safe from harm. Open wide the cradle, hold it high. Come along, wind, now blow. Help them fly. Send your finger seeds flying all over the place. Ready? Let's try it again. Got your pod? In a milkweed cradle, snug and warm, baby seeds are hiding, safe from harm. Open wide the cradle, hold it high, come along, wind. Help them fly. There they go, all to all the corners of the earth. Good job. Well, milkweed seeds fly through the air, but seeds can travel in a lot of surprising ways. Flying is one of them, but this book that you might want to check out from the library called Seeds Move by Robin Page tells you about a lot of other surprising ways that seeds get around. If you just look at the cover, you can get some ideas. Here are some that are traveling on the tail of a raccoon. And at some point they'll drop off in the woods and then the plant can grow. A bird is carrying a seed. Some are flying like the milkweed seeds. Here's an insect pushing a seed along. Some even float in water and might travel down a river before they find a place to go up on land and grow. So take a look for that book if you're interested in learning some more about how seeds move. Now, some seeds just fall straight off of trees onto the ground. In fact, I bet you've seen a lot of this kind of seed, haven't you? Do you know what that's called? It's an acorn. An acorn is a seed for an oak tree. This little nut can grow into a giant oak tree. Lots of them fall onto the sidewalk and onto the ground. The squirrels love to eat them. And a lot of them just get stepped on and smashed. Oh, here's one that's got some cracks in it. I think maybe a squirrel took a few nibbles out of it and then dropped it again. So we're going to sing a little song about a sad acorn that got stepped on the sidewalk. It's called I'm a Little Acorn Brown. Here are the words. You can make your hand into the acorn. It's kind of a big one. It goes like this. I'm a little acorn brown, lying on the cold, cold ground. Everybody steps on me. That is why I'm cracked, you see. I'm a nut. 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 Can you make a cracking sound with your tongue like that? It takes a little practice. You ready to do it again? Let's see if we can all do the clicking, cracking sound. I'm a little acorn brown, lying on the cold, cold ground. Everybody steps on me. That is why I'm cracked, you see. I'm a nut. 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 Great job. Well, acorns are a kind of a nut, and there are lots of other nuts that fall off of trees. Here's one of my favorites. This is a horse chestnut. It's so shiny and brown, and this is what the seed pod looks like from the outside. And they fall off the tree and break open, and inside are these beautiful, smooth chestnuts. I think squirrels like to eat those too. I have a nibbled one here. Look at that one with a bite out of it. There's another kind of chestnut pod. a different type of chestnut tree drops pods that look like this. They're very prickly. It can be a little hard to pick up because they have like needly prickles on them. And when they break open, you can see 4 little chestnuts have a spot inside to grow and fall. Then they fall out onto the ground. So all these nuts we looked at are what color? The acorn, the chestnuts, what color are they? They are all brown. Do you think all seeds and nuts are brown? I mean, the milkweed seeds were also brown. Well, no, they are not. Not all seeds are brown. Look at this plant. This one, these seeds are what color? Did you say red or orange? It's both. The outside is orange and then that cracks open and the middle part is red. This is a bittersweet plant. I think it's really beautiful. Well, a book that is one of my favorites that you can get from the library is called A Seed is Sleepy. It's by Diana Hutz Aston with pictures by Sylvia Long. And it will show you the amazing variety of seeds that are out there to discover. In the front cover, we see all the colors and shapes and sizes of seeds. In fact, the milkweed seed is here. Did you spot it? Over here with its little feathery wings. But what's really cool is that the back cover shows us pictures of all the plants that those seeds grow into. Now see if you can find the milkweed plant. You see that seed pod? Here it is, right here. So if you check out this book, you can learn all kinds of interesting things about seeds and see some beautiful pictures of what they look like. So what else can we find out about seeds? Well, we definitely need seeds to start something growing. But once the seed is in the ground, it's going to need something else to make it grow. A few things, right? Probably some sun and some rain. So I would like to tell you a story about Mother Nature and her children, the sun and the rain. So for this story, I'm going to be Mother Nature. I need to put on my flowers and leaves. Here we go. I think I'm ready. Are you ready for listening? All right, here we go. One day, Mother Nature was out working in the garden. She was enjoying working in her garden until she started to hear quarreling voices. A giant argument was going on, and she realized it was between her children, the sun and the rain. They were arguing over who was the most important. Sun said, "I'm the most important. Plants and animals need me to grow." No, I'm the most important," said Rain. "Plants and animals can't grow without me." No, me, me, no, me. And on. Oh, Mother Nature was so fed up. She told her children they would have to split apart. She sent sun to one side of the earth, and she sent rain over to the other side of the earth, as far away from each other as possible. At first, sun and rain were upset to be separated from each other, but then they realized it was the perfect opportunity to prove that each of them was the most important. So sun sent her rays warm and bright down onto the earth, day after day after day. But what happened? All of that heat and light made the ground parched and dry, and nothing could grow. Meanwhile, on the other side of the earth, rain sent down her water, pouring down day after day after day until all the land was flooded and water rushed everywhere and nothing could grow. When sun and rain realized what they had done, they were very sorry. They came back to Mother Nature and they apologized. We're so sorry. Yes, we see now that we need to work together, that neither one of us is the most important, but the earth needs both of us for plants and animals to grow. When Mother Nature heard this, she was so happy that her children had realized that they needed to work together. She decided to give the earth a gift. She put a beautiful ark into the sky and she painted it every color. Should we name the colors as she paints them? All right, you can help me. Here we go. Red and orange and yellow, green, blue, and violet. Mother Nature said, I am so thankful that my children have learned to work together. And now whenever they are together in the sky, everyone will see this beautiful rainbow as a celebration. And so the sun and the rain learned that working together was the best way to make the earth happy. The end. And that is a Native American folktale that has been around for a long time. It's called Mother Nature's Gift. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, I think I will take off my Mother Nature garb, which is a little pokey, and let's look at something that is growing at this time of year, and that is the pumpkin. Have you seen a pumpkin patch? Have you seen where pumpkins grow with long green vines on the ground? Where do pumpkin seeds come from? Well, if you cut your pumpkin open, you'll see the seeds are hiding inside. Now I'm going to have to scoop mine out, and they're in there with a lot of orange slimy stuff. It's kind of gooey. There we are. That's what pumpkin seeds look like. What color are they? They're white, aren't they? Surrounded by orange goo. You can put those into the ground and plant them, and maybe a pumpkin plant will grow in the spring. If you do that, cover them with lots of dirt and leaves to keep them warm. And you might want to put a marker at the place where you planted them so that if a little green shoot comes up in the spring, you'll know that it's a pumpkin plant. Well, let's sing a little song about being a pumpkin. Here are the words. It goes like this. I'm a little pumpkin, orange and round. Here is my stem. Here's the stem. My vines cross the ground. When they're still growing, they're attached to long, long vines. When you cut me up, just give a shout. Pumpkin seeds, let's scoop them out. That's how the words go. The tune is to I'm a Little Teapot. So let's try it together. I'm a little pumpkin, orange and round. Here is my stem, my vines cross the ground. When you cut me up, just give a shout. Pumpkin seeds, let's scoop them out. One more time? Okay, let's go. I'm a little pumpkin, orange and round. Here is my stem, My lines cross the ground. When you cut me up, just give a shout. Pumpkin seeds, let's scoop them out. Good job. Well, I hope you have some adventures going out and finding seeds of various sorts and nuts and exploring even in these cold and gray days. But something else that you might want to do in this season is get some books from the library. So I have some suggestions of some books you might want to check out. Just go to hclibrary.org, put in the titles, and then you can request to have them held for you using your library barcode number and PIN. And then you can have them sent to whichever branch is the most convenient for you. And when the books have arrived, you'll get a notification. Then you need to call the library or go online to set up an appointment time for picking them up. So let me show you some great seed-related books. Here are some that I really enjoy. You'll see A Seed is Sleepy, which we already talked about. And some stories that I love are Sophie's Squash, which is about a little girl who gets a squash at the farmer's market and that becomes her best friend. She carries the squash everywhere with her until it starts to get kind of mushy and soft. So she puts it in the ground for a rest and something amazing happens. So you'll enjoy the fun ending of that book. And if you might love the bright, colorful pictures in Eric Carle's A Tiny Seed, which is a story of a seed's adventures and journeys. Who Will Plant a Tree is nonfiction about how seeds get planted, and you can see it features some surprising animals. Did you know that bears and moose and squirrels could be tree planters? Take a look at that book to learn more. There's some board books here for the young ones, like A Seed Needs Sun. And Not a Bean is a fascinating book about jumping beans. So jumping beans are actually a seed pod that has a caterpillar living inside. And the caterpillar, as it moves, makes the seed pod jump. So I learned a lot by reading that one. And What Does a Seed Need will give you some good pointers if you decide you want to plant some. Now, on our website, you can also find lots of fantastic electronic resources that are available on your screen 24 hours a day. Among the ones that we have for kids are Tumble Book Library, where you can find ebooks like these, Because of an Acorn or Winter Trees, and Bookflix, which pairs one fiction and one nonfiction book around the same theme together. So here's a pair about the changing seasons. Bear Has a Story to Tell, which is a story about a bear who's getting ready for winter, not quite sure what he's supposed to do when the leaves fall. And then What Do You Do, or How Do You Know It's Winter, about the changing seasons. And if you go outside and you gather some interesting things and you want to learn more about them, you might want to go to National Geographic Kids, where you can type in a keyword and get all kinds of great information and photographs and videos about lots of things in nature. So the one I'm showing you here is about monarch butterflies and milkweed, if that's something you'd like to learn more about. So enjoy those resources. And now let's come back to do a goodbye rhyme together. It's called Wave, and it goes like this. Wave high, up high as you can. Wave low. I'm sad to say it's time to go. Wave your elbows. Here's your elbows. Wave your toes. Wave your tongue. Wave your nose. Wave your knees. Wave your lips. Blow a kiss with your fingertips. Wave your ears. You probably have to help them. Wave your hair. Wave your belly and derriere. That's French for your bottom. You've got to wiggle. Wave your chin. Wave your eye. Wave your hand and say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope I will see you soon. If you have any comments or questions about this class, you can go to HC Library, Ask HCLS at hclibrary.org. Here's that website, and put preschool parade, email address, excuse me, and you can put preschool parade in your subject line. Thanks again for watching. Take care. I hope I see you soon. Bye.